next panel is entitled Stories and Personal Journeys. And this will be brought to you by the Academy members of Beats, Rhymes, and Life. And it will be moderated by Mr. Rob Jackson, who is the co-founder and chief of staff. Mr. Jackson, I'll go ahead and turn it on over to you.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try that one more time. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Yeah. I know it's a little early, and we've been here a little early, but we drove up from Oakland, California at 7 a.m., so you don't have an excuse. Hey, Merced in the house. Actually, is there any more students in the house besides these students? Can I have you stand up real quick? Can we please give them a round of applause for being here? I do also really appreciate your comments and your journey, and I just want to tell you to keep your head up and keep going and keep fighting a good fight. You'll be all right. So again, my name is Rob Jackson. I am the co-founder and chief of staff of Beats, Rhymes, and Life. We are a Oakland-based nonprofit, and we use the tagline of using hip-hop as a catalyst for change and development. Before I let these fine young folks introduce themselves, I just wanted everybody to take a really good look at these four individuals right here. These four individuals represent the face of culturally responsive, youth-centered, and strength-based therapeutic approaches. This is the future face of health and wellness. And I would say, I would go into what we call a therapeutic activity group. Those are the groups that we run. I would go into one of those groups with any one of these four individuals and know that I guarantee we're going to get the greatest results as far as transformation in our youth. So with that said, I'm going to pass it over to them and let them personally introduce themselves.
All right, I'll start off. Hi, everybody. My name is Reggie Wilson. Artist name Zeno, as in a film and movie or whatever. And I'm in the Academy of Beats, Rhymes, and Life. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Cameron McGowan, and my rap name is Dizzy. I'm an Academy member of Beats, Rhymes, and Life.
Hi, my name is Haniyah Muhammad, and I'm an Academy of BRL, and my artist name is Ascar X.
My name is Sean McGowan, Academy member in BRL, and my rap name is Frank Vinci.
So as they'll talk about a little bit later when we actually get into the panel part, these are all obviously transitional age youth. And for those of you that don't know, transitional age youth are youth from 18 to 26. They have all been participants in Beats, Rhymes, and Life. And now they are actually, like they said, Academy members who are working in the tags to deliver the therapeutic services themselves. I just want to start and say, one of the biggest issues that we face in mental health disparities is the fact that once these youth turn 18, the services stop, right? And so I just want to throw that out there as something to think about as we move forward, really addressing the needs of our transitional age youth as well as the youth that are coming up in the schools. And forgive me, I'm fighting a cold, so a little stuffy, sorry. Our mission, Beats, Rhymes, and Life, is a 501c3 community-based organization rooted in Oakland, California, dedicated to improving mental health and social outcomes amongst marginalized youth by using hip-hop as a catalyst for positive change and development. Our goals, we provide behavioral health promotion and prevention services to at-risk, at-promise, diverse youth populations. By show of hands, who is familiar with the term at-promise? Would anybody in the audience like to just say what they feel that definition? I saw your hand first, sir.
Yeah, just really seeing youth, not where they come from, but the promise they have within, the strengths, the leadership qualities.
Fantastic. Thank you. We also promote whole health at the individual, community, and systemic levels. We reduce stigma around seeking and receiving behavioral health services. We foster self-worth, dignity, healthy relationships, and healing communities. And we equip our young people with the skills to become health leaders and change makers in their communities and beyond. See, in Beats, Rhymes, and Life, we believe in a different kind of pipeline. We believe in a pipeline into the helping professions. And so these youth, as I said, were once program participants, and now we're training them with all the skills that they need to go into the health professions and actually do the work themselves. Why we exist? BRL was created to overcome the barriers that prevent youth of color from utilizing services. So as we all know, there's a huge stigma and pathology around seeking services in our communities of color. There's huge distrust of systems of care. As well, there's a lack of cultural diversity in the mental health workforce, and there's a lack of strength-based, youth-centered, culturally responsive options for therapeutic care. And if I'm going too fast, please just kind of wave at me or something. Oh, cool. I got it. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Oh, would you like to repeat what you said, sir?
I'll let you do that.
Okay. So what he was saying is basically like, at promise is a term that we use to, because I really believe personally, like the only thing that's at risk is us being at risk of failing our youth. The youth aren't at risk of failing. We are at risk of failing them. Thank you. So when we look at the youth for their promise and their potential, then we believe in like giving them the resources and equipping them with the tools that they need to actually succeed. And we look at their struggle as more of a promising thing that they can overachieve or they can achieve, and they're actually quite resilient in what they do. So I didn't say it quite as eloquently, but that's essentially what at promise is, flipping at risk on its head and looking at youth for their potential. What we do, youth programming, we do hip-hop therapy. Who in here is familiar with the term hip-hop therapy? I see like, what's up, man? So it is kind of a relatively new term. Well, not really, because we've been doing it for 10 years. We're one of the pioneering organizations in hip-hop therapy. Just a little background. The founder and myself, the founder, Tomas Alvarez, he went to Smith College to get his MSW. After his first semester, he discovered right away that the things that he was learning, the principles and the frameworks of therapy, are not really applicable to the youth populations that we serve in the Bay Area. So he wanted to really explore a way that we can reduce the stigma, reduce the pathology around seeking therapeutic services, because as we all know, there's a high rate of trauma, and the therapeutic services never really meet that rate of trauma. So once a youth is actually dealt with one trauma, they probably already experienced 3 more, right? And the youth the services that are provided to them never really catch up. The healing never really catches up. So we wanted to create a way that was really strength-based, that they can participate in therapy, and oftentimes they don't even know that they're participating in therapy. Had so many students tell me like, wow, that was really like therapy. Like that group was cool. I'm like, yeah, it was. And so he came back to Oakland, and he knew that I was an educator as well as a hip-hop artist. And so we combined our skills to create what we call therapeutic activity groups, where we use a lot of frameworks and principles of therapy along with hip-hop culture. We merge them together and we do groups. That's essentially what we are in a nutshell. BRL Academy is the TAY aftercare program, as these 4 individuals are a part of. And we also do workshops. So we go around the state, we go around the country, and just giving people a taste of what we do in our therapeutic activity groups. Workforce development is trainings, presentations, and again, the BRL Academy. And community events. Twice annually, we do a winter and spring showcase where our youth who participate in our programs, our 20-week programs, they actually go into the communities that they're from, and they perform the CDs and the music that they created over this 20-week period. And the idea is to invite all the probation officers, all the care coordinators, all the parents, all the judges, anybody that has impact on their life, and get them to retell their narratives, right? Because for a majority of their lives, they've been told that their narratives, their stories are a deficit, right? We believe that they're actually a strength, and they're actually quite resilient for some of the things that they've gone through in their lives. And so we create this huge showcase where the youth can actually retell their stories to the very people that are telling them that their stories aren't really worth anything. And then we also do what's called an Arts in Motion series, which is a summer program that leads up to a really big community event at the end of the summer. It's very similar to what we do in the tags, but it's more community-based. I guess it's worth mentioning, too, we operate in 4 different pods. So we do school-based, we do community-based, we do juvenile justice, and we do mental health institutions. We operate in all 4 because we want to hit youth in every single aspect that they are. Our vision, we envision a society where young people have access to quality care that is strength-based, youth-centered, and culturally relevant. We envision a society where young people are not simply consumers of services, but active members of a community of care. Is anybody familiar with that term, community of care? See some folks nodding. Yeah, is anybody not familiar with that term? Okay, excellent, thank you. So a community of care is where every stakeholder is invested in creating exactly what that is, a community of care. So from the youth, the students, the teachers, as I said, probation officers, care coordinators, everybody has a stake in creating what is a healthy community. That includes, as it says up here, other youth, their families, organizations, and public systems, all working together to eliminate health disparities and achieve health equity. All right. At this time, I am going to show, I hope, all right, I'm a little technologically unsavvy. I might need a little assistance. Oh, sorry, Sharon. I got it. I didn't give myself enough credit. So in 2009, actually when 3 of these individuals were program participants, we created a feature-length film called A Lovely Day. And it basically just documented the 20-week process that they underwent. It was made by a local film director named Carrie Gavrin. And what happened was after we created the film, we shopped it around to several film festivals. And I believe we've been in 11 film festivals now. But when we were in New York, and we all got the opportunity to actually go out to New York and speak on a panel while we showed our film, there was an executive that came from Revolt TV. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but Revolt TV is a all-music platform that P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Diddy, whatever you're calling him today, he started it and basically just wanted to really highlight music that's not necessarily mainstream and causes that aren't necessarily mainstream, and just shed light on kind of this musical movement that's happening. It's really great. I don't know if you get it up here in Sacramento, but it's a really great network. If you go to revolttv.com, you can check it out. But needless to say, one of the executives was in the movie screening when we were in New York, and they actually purchased the film. And it's been airing on Revolt TV since, it's been about a month now. So what I'm going to do now is show the commercial from the Revolt TV film.
There's a lot of bad things in Oakland, but there's also a lot of good things in Oakland.
Even though I've seen a lot of painful things, I still love it.
This is where I grew up.
So I think it's important that to have something like this at a school site to pull in students who might otherwise really be disenchanted or disengaged.
I'm gonna pair you guys up with a partner, and I want you guys to talk about why it is that you guys make music.
Because I just started going to that school this year. I really didn't know people like that.
I didn't know anyone.
Because we all came to do one thing, and that's to do music. When I'm in front of a mic or rapping, like, it gives me a voice.
When I come here, I just forget about everything that is happening, not even 5 minutes before I step through the doors.
Last but not least, hip-hop changed my life, became my life, gave me a chance, and it saved my life.
This Beats, Rhymes, and Life approach that we've developed really looks at what are youth doing to help themselves already.
I just do it for the women. It's a show that they can just love you for yourself.
The definition of the word be ITCH, man, I pray till the day that word is erased and replaced with beautiful queen, y'all know what I mean? I'm still a teen and I got plenty of dreams.
She doesn't have a lot of fear, and sometimes that intimidates people. I don't think I'm acting, I'm just tough.
Being young, seeing people around me being killed, it kind of traumatized me.
You know, they've been through a lot, you know what I'm saying? Especially this cat right here. He got a history of hardships that a lot of young kids his age, it would have been just F the world.
Cause sometimes I get mad to the point, I just get a pen and a piece of paper, think of something to make me calm down or whatever, so I won't just go outside and do something stupid.
East Oakland is where I be and where I'm from. Everybody my age always carry a gun.
Youth in Oakland are dealing with so much, having to process some pretty intense emotions around loss, around grief, around violence.
We are working towards the show. We got to plan for that show, prepare for that show. If some of us are putting in a lot of time and energy and other folks aren't, then it's going to reflect on all of us.
You can't expect a group of adolescents to come together and it's holy matrimony. You know, there's going to be a lot of conflict.
I come here every Friday, every single Friday, either if it's by myself or not, because I want to be in this group.
Like, they gotta go through some problems for them to become stronger and be better.
So they need to let us in. Where the key at? Where the key at? Where? Yeah, know where the key at? Yeah, hey, where the key at? You know where we be at?
I hope this time that when I do change and get out of everything that I won't have to go back.
They gonna be amazed like so many youngsters from Oakland just got together and just created something.
Is this still a hood? Asking myself, stepping out the door, all I see is hell. These bodies walking around, I can even smell the wealth. The streets are clean, and though it seems it's like a dream. Brothers and sisters on the corner, hustling for self-esteem. Got what I mean? Is this a theme? A lovely day, we made a team. All my people is together, make it shine like Afro sheen. It was a lovely day today, but I ain't really have to say that. I just feel.
Sharon not giving me good. I'm sorry. While Sharon is so graciously helping me, I do want to make the point that mainstream hip hop today is definitely indicative of misogyny and materialism and all the things that are negatively influencing our youth. When youth come into our programs, we don't pathologize them for enjoying that music. However, we do challenge them. We challenge them to express themselves differently, to articulate themselves differently, and to think about their lives differently. So by the time they get to the point where they've undergone the 20-week program, a lot of the times, as you got samples of it in the video, their lyrics have just completely transformed. And they're actually talking about a lot of things that, youth their age aren't necessarily addressing, but also it's really critical in thought. And it's really just kind of transforming what we would like to represent ourselves as an organization as far as the hip-hop that we are promoting and the hip-hop that we are putting out. Later on, you'll see what our website is, but I'll just mention it now. It's www.brl-inc.org. And on our website, we have what's called a Bandcamp, and you can download all of our music. So please, yes, indeed. It's www.brl-inc.org. And I believe at the end of this slideshow, I'll have it up as well. All right. So Beats, Rhymes, and Life Academy. Each one, teach one. Our facilitation team, our motto consists of one clinician, one teaching artist, and then one TAY alumni. That is our motto when we go into our therapeutic activity groups. We have 3 facilitators. We never have less than 2 facilitators. But we believe that these young folks have just as many skills as I do, and just as many skills as our clinicians do. And it's a cross-pollination. We're cross-training. So our clinicians are learning how to be dope artists. Our dope artists, our artists are learning how to be dope clinicians. And our TAY youth are just soaking it all up. I'm going to skip that page because they already introduced themselves. So now we're going to jump into our panel discussion because I know you're tired of hearing me. And I'm going to let our fabulous young folks talk. So the first question that I want to address to y'all is, how has hip-hop therapy allowed you to heal, grow, and lead?
I start, how did it allow me to heal and grow and lead? I start off with how did it allow me to heal, due to a lot of traumatic things I've been through throughout my life. Instead of me reacting to it, I grab my notebook and my pen, throwing the beat, feel me, do my music, feel me. That's my dream, is to be a music artist and to be heard. So as for to grow, as for growth, is being in BRL, I learned a lot, feel me, a lot of positive ethics, to get through life, and learn just a lot to heal, and use all my resources that feel me, that was contributed in my life all there, feel me, I still use them to this day, from high school, feel me, I still stay in touch with all the teachers, and not all of them, but majority of the teachers that stayed in touch with me, feel me, so I remember somebody was saying earlier, the ones who's needed is the ones in need is the ones that need more out there, feel me. So, and I really took that in, feel me. But other than that, as for leading, feel me, it's just maintaining strength and keeping my head up, and by doing that is by from healing, doing my music, and also having my support, feel me. So yeah, that's how I lead by example, and that's what I'm doing today. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. To heal, me personally, I come from a home where my opinion didn't matter much. So, when I gave opinions, my mom just brushed it off. It didn't really matter. So, going through hip-hop therapy, I taught, oh, yeah, that's my big brother, so we really related. So, he know. But going through hip-hop therapy, I really learned how to give my opinion, because I really didn't have much of an opinion in the first place. So now I actually give it, and I actually can speak. And as far as growing, you wouldn't have caught me dead up here before BRL. I would have just been sitting back there with Rob. I wouldn't have been talking at all. But now I'm here and leading. I never considered myself a leader, so. But hey, I'm taking leadership roles now, so.
Well, hip-hop therapy has helped me heal by the same as what they were saying. When I was in the program, I had a lot of things going on. A lot of my friends was getting killed, and my dad was in prison, and I just didn't really know what to do. I had to, just was doing other things, and then just using hip-hop, that allowed me to tell my story and share it with people, and then they can relate, and it makes me feel good, and some people are going through the same thing, so that's how I healed from that. And then growing is the same thing, just being able to tell my story, because normally I was always shy, didn't want to rap in front of people, or I was just always quiet. And being in Beats, Rhymes, and Life, it helped me be able to talk, tell my story, and that's how I grew. And to lead, I always consider myself as a leader, because I'm a Leo, and I feel that I'm a natural leader. Always did that, and especially through my music, just telling my story, and I can lead women because there's not that many women in hip hop, and I feel I'm a leader by that, just doing my music. And a lot of females came up to me saying that I inspired them to continue to rap or start to rap, and just, yeah.
Okay, well, one, my little brother took my punchline, and two, I'm coming after the rawest female in hip hop history, so I don't really know what else I could say. Well, yeah, like it's been stated, I'd get like totally struck sitting in front of here with all the bright lights, cameras, everybody staring at little old me. I would be spooked right now. But BRL gave me a voice. It also gave me an outlet because I didn't really have an outlet in growing up in Oakland. It's like there's really not much to do. Like you're either playing sports or on the block or in the house by yourself, cooped up in the room going crazy. So you have to pick one, and before BRL, sports wasn't going well for me. I guess I sucked. But, no, I don't know. No, not really. I dunk on anybody. But still,
This guy.
But, it gave me a voice. So it gave me something to do after school, gave me something to look forward to school, actually got me a reason to be at school because I really hated school before BRL. That's healing to actually grow. I've grown so much as a person, like I could actually say this myself, like I've actually seen improvement in myself, and I've never been able to say that. I've actually been able to, one, speak, two, I feel like I can learn more. I feel like I'm adaptive to environments. Because yet again, an environment like this, I would be totally shy. Thinking, oh gosh, I'm a dreadhead in the sea of big important people. I'm scared, but I'm not. So BRL helped me with that. And as a leader, I feel like my voice has been heard enough to the point that people already consider me a leader, and that all I have to do, like, really is just make sure I guide people in the right direction, because that's basically all a leader has to do is, like, guide. A leader is no better than, like, the people who consider him a leader. It's just he actually has, like, the platform to actually be able to say what he wants to say, and so you just have to make sure you say the right things and lead them the right way. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Question number 2. Why did you decide to become a member of the BRL Academy?
I say, why did I decide to become a member of BRL is because from Oakland High, it was I was in a hip hop club, Fifth Element, because I always just love to rap. Everybody know now. But yeah, so as my high school had an outlet for me to do my music all there for me, so I was in that program, and from that, that's when Beats, Rhymes, and Life came with the documentary film, and my cousin had brought it to my attention. Damonte Wilson, he wasn't able to make it today, but he the one that brought it to my attention and told me what it was about, and then once I got into the group and got the feel of it, like, and felt that it was like so comfortable, like it's a great space or whatever, is where I could let out, like, for me, talk to friends, and it was like family all there for me. So, by having that, like, yeah, like for me, that's basically how I got into BRL, and I'm still here for me, and I'm rocking with it to the end. Yeah.
I got into BRL because I just wanted to rap. I can tell you why I stayed, though. I stayed in BRL because a lot of you people work with kids, right? You got that feeling where a kid really appreciate what you do for them, and they come up to you with the little bright beam in their eye, and they just like become like a little you because they love you so much now. And then when that happened to me, they look at me and they actually care if you show up or not. It's just like, I love it. I wouldn't trade that for nothing. So that's why I stay.
Well, when I first started BRL, it was like I didn't go to Oakland High with the rest of them. I was at Berkeley High, B-Tech Continuation School at Berkeley High, and Tomas Alvarez, the founder, he was my teacher in my elective class, and I was juiced because I was telling everybody I got a hip-hop class and we get to rap, and I was just hella excited about that because that's what I like to do. But then once the film was started and I was going to Oakland High every Friday to be a part of it, and just the therapy, I didn't really know that it was therapy then, but then once I got into the academy and they were showing how they break everything down and how they use the curriculum to get us to write and express ourselves, like that made me want to be in the academy and to do what they was doing to me, to the youth, because once we graduated or stopped being in the program when we turned 18, we wasn't able to have that experience no more. And just being in the tag is still therapy for me, just to see the kids go through it, and I kind of still do the activities too with them, so it's still therapy for me too. So I just want to always stay connected with BRL just because it's helping youth heal, and that's what it's all about.
Well, I started going to BRL as a youth, girlfriend and pizza. I'm just being honest. Like I was a dancer in the hip hop club that he was talking about. I was a dancer. I used to crump and turf dance, and my girlfriend was on the dance team at the time. So the guy who ran the studio at Oakland High, his name was Peyton Carter. He came to me like, come to this little orientation for the whole Fifth Element Hip Hop Club. So I went to the orientation. Beats, Rhymes, and Life was there. So I decided to come by. I've never rapped a day in my life. They had pizza, so I was like, I like y'all. I'm gonna come here on Fridays. They brought in a movie camera. I'm like, I'm gonna be in a movie. I'm really coming. But then, like, as time went by, I was like, this is pretty cool. And then I didn't really know that it was therapy. I just thought I was rapping and getting pizza and having the camera shoved in my face every Friday. But it turned out it was therapy. So when I left Oakland High, I was 18. My little brother was in it now. And so I started going to all of the shows that he did. And I'm just thinking, like, man, I missed this. This was cool. This was a time where I actually had something to do. I knew myself. Because, during this time period, I kind of lost myself again. So Rob approached me, like, we got the academy. Do you want to? I was like, oh, let's go. And then I started, seeing back all the things that they did to us. And I'm like, wait, this is why you did this? I thought you was just doing this because, it was cool. But you doing this, there's a meaning to all these things that you did? Oh, okay, now I get it. And just like Cameron said, it's like everybody comes up to you like you're somebody important. Like the youth look up to you, and it's like really humbling because it's like humbling and a reality check at the same time. Like, wow, I could really make a difference in your life, and it's like it's cool to a certain extent, but then it's like, okay, I have to better myself too. Because we still learn, we're technically still in the program because we're still getting treatment along with this. We get training still, too. We have our own therapy sessions and all this. So it's like a continuation for us. And it's like they said, each one teach one. We pass down what we learn to them so they can pass down what they learn. And then the continuation goes to our own little pipeline system. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go back to you again. Reg, how are you using your lived experience to help youth in your community?
I say, just by letting them know, like, cause you know, we all know I come from Oakland or whatever, and by me being who I am, the young African American or whatever that been through a lot, I just, you know, lead by example and just let them know, like, it's always a positive way to go about something instead of going negative. And like, it's a lot of resources and help that you could use instead of, feel me, like just going straight to the streets, like, feel me. And it's more to dream about than, like, you know, just to experience a lot that that you see your family experiencing. Like, you could, feel me, be you could be yourself and expand and change, you know. And lead by example. So, yeah. Solid. Excuse me, I gotta go use the restroom. I've been holding it for a good minute.
You good, man?
That's like that gotta go commercial. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
But okay, let's settle down, people. Since me growing up being a shy kid, I always had a lot to say when people left. Like, when you ask me a question in my face, I'll be quiet. But then when you leave, I go in my room, look in the mirror, and just say a whole lot. I missed out on a lot of opportunities, like in high school and middle school and stuff like that, like roles I could have played and it could have got me to like better schools and stuff. So when I talk to kids, I try to help them be more confident and have higher self-esteem, because I still have low self-esteem. As you see, I'm still looking down when I'm talking to y'all. I'm working on that, so I try to build self-confidence with them at the same time, because I don't know, it's just power in it, and I'm just really don't have like a way I'm doing that. I'm just learning as I go, so that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay. Well, mainly I use my lived experience through my music, because I always tell my stories. And when I'm in the groups or in the academy, we always record, and then at the showcase I perform, and then a lot of youth is there, and they hear what I'm saying in my music, and I use that. That's one way. And another way is just what Reg was saying, just showing them like there's other things to do, like. And mainly, I just try to get them. You can just always like have somebody to talk to, or just it's just the therapy, like just having someone to talk to, or writing things down, or just telling your story about what you're going through. Because keeping it all in is it's not really gonna make your life better. Like, you're not gonna heal and you're not gonna grow from things. And that's basically what I do. And just being in the academy and connecting with the youth there, basically. That's how I'm helping them, well, using my experience and what I've been through in the movie. That's another way that whoever youth see that movie, like, they're gonna learn from that and see like what I did and the things I went through and how I'm still standing to this day. And like, you just gotta keep your head up and heal, basically. Yep.
I'm big on quotes, but I'm also big on finding a new way to say quotes. So they say you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force him to drink it. But then I always say, but if you drink the water with the horse will feel more comfortable. So
that's pretty fresh, man.
I'm telling you, I think about these all the time. But yeah, I could write a book on these. But meaning like, if you show the youth that you've been through what they've been through, you come from where they come from, you've probably done half of the things they've done already. Like, it just gives them like more confidence to, like, one, open up to you, open up to like the other staff, and two, give them something to look forward to. Like, okay, you made it out. You're from where I'm from, but you're doing good for yourself. All right, I don't have to be so down on myself because you've been through what I've been through. So, you know, you can help me and everything's gonna be cool.
So we're here today asked for a school to prison pipeline discussion. So I'm wondering, how can hip hop therapy help keep youth out of the juvenile justice system?
Yeah, I'd say like just due to like the program that we in, like, you know, it's like some extra, like say for either after school or whatever, for me, say for instance if it's an after school program or whatever, like instead of like during that day, by it being an after school program, like that youth could be coming to this program or whatever instead of going out to, for me, doing whatever they was doing or whatever, or like it could be more. I can't really think of it right now though, but it's a lot though. Like also like the positive, like just the positive thoughts of being in BRL, and we also giving out them positive outlets to the youth, and us taking it into consideration also, and also, you know, again, leading by example, and yeah.
So, BRL teaches something that a lot of places in Oakland doesn't have. It teaches community. So, when these kids come to the group, they might not know how to interact with so-and-so over here or this person over here. But now we got a bunch of different kids coming from different groups in Oakland, and they're in the same room for like probably the first time in their life. And now they're not forced to interact, but in a way, they do. And they come out with a bunch of stuff, and they learn how to work together with people they don't even know. So in a way, it teaches them how to mature and build community by themselves, but we still help out in the process. So, yeah.
Basically, like, just being in the program, how Reggie said, teaches positive things, like, and how it will make you, like, for example, when I was there, like, it was a Friday session that I was on my way to Oakland High, and my friends, they were trying to get me to go with them somewhere, and I had to go to Beats, Rhymes, and Life. But then later that day, I was calling them, and then find out that they got arrested or whatever for doing something crazy. But I could have been there. I could have been in jail with them or whatever. So thanks to Beats, Rhymes, and Life, I had something else to do besides just hang out. And then like I got my first job being in Beach Rhymes Life. Like it's like a family there. Like, because a lot of people or a lot of youth in Oakland, it's like broken homes, and people like don't really like sort of don't really care that much for the kids because they got a lot of things going on, got to work. And if you got a family and people to connect with you and try to help you stay on the right path, then you wouldn't have to worry about or trying to do something stupid because you know that people care for you, and you don't want them to see you doing bad or see you in jail or whatever. And that really helped me because I got my first job from being in Beach Rhymes and Life, being the child of an incarcerated parent, and just trying to make them proud and make my parents proud, because I didn't really have my dad, so I didn't really have him to try to make proud. But my mom, she always made sure that I stuck with my music. And then Beats, Rhymes, and Life is all about music. Then it's about helping yourself and making you become a great adult. So, and those things you wouldn't really want to try to get in trouble to even go to jail, because you got things to accomplish. And that's basically why that helped me stay out of correctional facilities and stuff like that.
Basically, it cuts problems down at the root, like the root of everything. Because, to be real, like, no youth would just go out and commit a crime just, like, off of the thought that they had, like, oh, I want to do this. There's a reason for everything. So it's like, maybe he's angry. Maybe he can't release his problems. Maybe something going on at home. Whatever the issue is, there's a problem. There's a problem before that. So what we do, we kind of help them express themselves, let them vent, give them something to do. Like, you're around people that actually support you, because you might have never felt support in your life. Like me, I've never really felt like really supported by a full group. So you're supported and give you something to do. You can vent. You're having fun. You're using your time wisely. That right there can like probably eliminate like at least 30 to 40% of like occurrences that would happen. So yeah, I'm gonna keep that short and sweet.
Well, what's not going to be short and sweet is the last 15 minutes that I want to open it up for questions and comments. So at this time, anybody that, and you had your hand up, sis, the first time I was watching you, so I want to definitely address you in your comment or question first.
First of all, I just want to say my name is Veronica, and I have my youth staff here. We are PWC, simply stands for People Who Care. We are from Pittsburgh, better known as P-Town. We also have a program, so we totally get hip-hop therapy because we have the hip-hop car wash. And in Pittsburgh, the hip-hop car wash is a green jobs program because we believe in keeping things green and vocational job training. And the definition of hip-hop in P-Town is simply making something out of nothing. And here we all are. So I also just... I was on the road. So at the same time, we have a great heart because mental health is important. And school-based services that allow mental health, schools that allow mental health to come onto their campuses, oh my God, you get a clinician, an intervention specialist, and all these things are there while our politicians and us voters do what we need to do to vote to make things happen to change the discipline code in the public school system. So while the great minds that be are taking care of that and putting all these new things into law, we still need mental health services. And if we can convince public school to continue to accept mental health services on their school campuses, we can advocate like crazy. We can continue with hip-hop therapy. Or, like People Who Care, vocational job training, because a lot of our students might not just make it to college, but they want that job. And in our program in Pittsburgh, most of the population is Hispanic. So we are very hardworking folks. We have a green jobs program that gives students a job. They actually pay taxes. They got to get their work permits. And we're not talking about the students that are breaking all the test scores and doing all these great things. We are talking about students who come from pimps, players, and hustlers who just say, can I make an honest dollar really washing a car? And I'm like, yeah, simply like with hip hop, we can do it without water, making something out of nothing. So we do that. And I just want to say, Pittsburgh is on top of hip hop therapy. We have a clinician, we have a youth counselor who's here today. Our youth counselor came from County Day in Pittsburgh. Through by way, we have our site coordinator who comes from out there, Byron's Ranch. I don't know if y'all know about that place, but this mic ain't even, yes it is. I just wanted to just say one thing. We are simply people who care, and it takes all of us, a community group, like you said, my brother, and simply you good folks up there keep doing what you do. It don't stop all day long. Whenever we the people get it together, we can love one another. Holla.
So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I have the mic.
So,
over here. Right here.
Oh, awesome.
So I have a question. First of all, you mentioned that BRL is a community for you guys, and I would like to know what factors contribute that you guys notice to make it a community. And then the other thing that I notice is the limited pro-social activities within our community are dominated by one particular gang, and I wanted to know if that's an issue for you guys and how you would overcome it.
Well, so can you repeat the first part, because the first part was like real. The first part kind of hit me, but I just need to make sure I get it right.
So what factors contribute to making BRL a community? Coming from like a a youth's perspective, how would they feel that this is a community? What would you recommend that needs to be in a program to make it feel like a community?
Well, one, like every group, we make sure that it's like a safe space. So we do thing called community agreements because we don't really believe in rules, because rules are things that are like structured, like you have to follow them. Like agreements, we all like, okay, I can agree to that, I can do that, I can do that, and then we make it like known. Like we write it down, we sign it and everything. So it's like everybody agrees, everybody's like, okay, we like that. That's the first thing. Two, we let everybody go through their own emotions. Like if you want to be mad, we're not gonna knock you for being mad. You wanna go outside, take a breath, you feel something, like you wanna open up, share your story, go ahead. Like it's an open floor for anything. And three, like we make sure we try to like make everybody feel safe, but then we also like somehow, some way, I don't want to give out the secret, but we always have a way to give back to the community, and then every community somehow sees them in their like shining light, which means that, you know, they'll want to do more, they'll probably want to give back more, they're probably more outspoken. But then inside the group itself, like we kind of make it like it's a family. So that's kind of how we do that.
And at the end of the group, like we have a thing called praise and appreciation.
Oh yeah.
Where we look like it's a circle. We always set our group in a circle, and they like whatever someone did that you want to praise them about, they did that someone liked or that you appreciated, that person look at that person in the eyes and like tell them what they did, so that makes them want to do that more. Or it's always positive feedback that they get, and they just want them to come back all the time. Because in the community that's outside of URL, the Oakland community, like you don't really get that much. You be negative. You look at somebody, what you looking at, or just always bad things come from the community outside. So you just feel like it's a loving family.
To address your second question, we really just believe in creating an alternative. We can't really change the factors, the socioeconomic factors that are outside of our particular community. But we just really want to give like an alternative experience, and everything that they said was spot on. Just really creating a safe space for youth to feel like they're welcome and feel like they're a part of something. Because I mean, let's be real, like the attraction to gangs it's a family, right? You feel like you're getting support in a way that you've never gotten in your life. And so we want to create that alternative in a way that's more pro-social and in a way that's going to lead them to actually achieve their greatness and not be like just delegated to or relegated to like that particular avenue. We just want to give them several different alternatives to what they can do as far as choosing their path.
Hi, my name's Jeff from Stanislaus County. It's truly been an honor and a privilege to hear your guys' story today. Thanks for being here. Rob, you're a lucky man to be able to work with these youth.
I'm a very lucky man. Thank you, Jeff.
I heard you guys talk a little bit about each one, teach one. Can you guys just talk a little bit more about that?
All right. Well, basically, there's like a saying called "pay it forward." Basically, so basically, we've learned from Rob, Tomas. We've learned that basically it takes, what was it saying? It takes a village to raise a child, but something about a community. I forgot the saying. I used to read it all the time. But yeah, it's like they kind of instilled us the skills that, you know, we have now, you know, to be able to, you know, speak, learn, grow. Like actually use our minds more, actually more calm, patient, be stuff like that. So we look at that like, okay, they taught us, why not teach? Like, why not try to help other youth that came from our same position? Because like if they could change us like that, But then youth these days will probably look at them like, you just another shrink. But then they look at us like, oh, you just like me. And you like this, all right, maybe you could help me. So they'll listen to us a little bit more. So we figure that if, we could change, anybody can, because look where we come from. So we just always try to, make sure we help those that, come from the same place as us.
Yeah, the pot of questions right there in the middle. We only have about 5 more minutes, so maybe 2 more questions.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is going to be kind of hard for me
Okay.
because I really don't open up a lot, but I'll open up now. I'm a deputy sheriff. I work in schools. I'm a school resource deputy. When the panel came in, I kind of had some thoughts, law enforcement thoughts, but you guys really slapped me in the face and kind of made me realize I need to work on getting those kinds of things out of my head. I've just passed 24 years of being a deputy, and I really enjoy working with youth and helping youth. And you guys really opened my eyes today, and I'm going to take everything you guys said into my daily work and really, really work on it. Thank you guys very much.
I appreciate your vulnerability, brother, for sure, definitely. Actually, there was one question, the sister in the blue sweatshirt right next to that gentleman, and then maybe we can wrap it up with over here.
Hi, again, I'm from Oakland too. So we actually just did an event in Oscar Grant Plaza, and it was a youth talent show, and I got to get with y'all next year to see if you want to co-host. But we played hip hop, and it was really designed to kind of do the same thing, give youth an opportunity to kind of express themselves however they wanted around the theme. And a man was walking by, and I got into this argument with him because he said he worked with youth, and he felt hip hop was the devil music, and it was causing youth to do all these horrible things, and how dare I promote it. And I didn't agree with him, but if all you know about hip hop is maybe the media, I could see why you would think that. And so I wanted to see what you guys encountered those kinds of questions, and what's the response when people say like, why are you promoting this? So.
We've done so many workshops on this, man. Oh, man. I'm gonna keep this short and sweet because we only got a few minutes. But basically, like, the media portrays what they want to portray, but if we were to keep it solid, there's so many underground hip hop artists that speak about so much good things. Like if we name off the top of the head, KRS-One, he said hip hop is peace, love, unity, having fun. We talk about, if we want to go back in the day, it's basically about what you see. Now today, all the media wants to portray is misogyny, masculinity, all that stuff, flashiness, but like on the undercut of it, there's really so much more that hip hop can offer. That's another reason why we do what we do. We're trying to bring out like real hip hop too, so we could kind of change people's minds about it.
The next time you encounter something like that, just tell them about the fifth element of hip hop, which is knowledge. So if you know about hip hop, then you know that it comes from where you come from. So it's created from within you. So all the stuff you see on TV and the media and stuff like that, that's not real. That's not hip hop. I wouldn't call it hip hop. I call it rap. It's rap music, definitely, but it's not hip hop. And we promote hip hop here, hip hop therapy. This is hip hop. So it's telling the story. It's keeping it true.
Yeah, I would love to hear from the youth to take us home.
Hi, my name is Kelly Turner. I'm represent Merced County right now and originally from LA County, and I'm about to get emotional. So I'm the one, when I was in school, that didn't get the beautiful services that you offer. So because I, at that time, didn't realize I had a learning disability. Because my father was a drug dealer, drug addict, mother an alcoholic, thrown out the house, all that other good stuff. I have over 20 years of incarceration under my belt. And so I want to talk about changing the climate and privilege. Because I have that life experience under my belt, I have the privilege of walking through the door of a lot of the youth and to connect with them and to have some really, really, really sensitive conversations that someone that hasn't experienced what they experience can have. And I want to talk about changing the climate of the policymakers. Don't get me wrong, I definitely know that knowledge is key. It's essential for life. And by all means, I respect anybody that's educated. I got a degree while I was incarcerated. But what is missing at the table is someone that has walked in the shoes, that understands the language. And I think if we look at also changing the climate of the policymakers, that will spill downhill. So I applaud you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. So again, our website right here, www.brl-inc.org. You can get all our information. You can get our contacts. And please reach out. Let's continue this conversation, but it really is about healing communities, and we all have a part in that. We're all stakeholders. Can you please give it up for these lovely youth again?
Thank you.